Yeah.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Herbal Highlights with Angela Bewick.
And Malcolm Saunders.
All right, well, you know, it's a bit of a different backdrop behind us today. We've got a nicer light coming on us.
We have the beautiful outdoor light.
Yeah, and kitchen's quiet, so we thought, let's just do it down here. Here's where you've been all day. You've been making tinctures and syrups and all kinds of wonderful things.
We've been blending madly. Oh, also, I have to say happy anniversary. It's our 1 year anniversary of Herbal Highlights.
Okay, I was like...
He's like, wait a minute. I got married not in November.
Yeah.
So we've,
awesome. Cool.
So we're going to celebrate by talking about blending different herbs.
Totally. And then we're going to talk about one of my favorite herbs.
Which you introduced me to.
Yeah.
I had never used Spilanthes before. Oh, I gave it away before.
I'm sure it's in the title or description anyway.
That's true. They're going to probably know. This is why people are tuning in.
Yeah, because if you know, it's kind of like it's a cult favorite, I want to call it. Yeah, if you
really
know, you
is.
know. It's one of those amazing herbs. Maybe let's start there.
Yeah.
So Spilanthes, we do have it as a dried herb. It's something that I grow in my garden every year, and we also make tincture out of it too.
It's also growing in our secret back garden here at the shop.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I grow it here. I grow it at my house. And absolutely amazing. It was one that I've even seen the city grow, like lots of it.
Really?
Yeah, like.
Do you think does it have anything specific to what it does to the soil?
I don't think so. I think it was just somebody who was like, this looks like a nice ornamental.
It is a really beautiful, cool little plant.
Yeah, it looks like
flower.
it's right out of the 1970s, you know, in terms of like the decor, the colors, like.
And this is one, here's another word which we didn't plan for, but the organoleptics.
Okay.
Which is how your senses respond to a particular herb or a plant. You will never forget this plant if you taste it.
Yeah.
It is very distinctive, and not in a bad way. It's just very distinctive. It's a little bit like echinacea. If you've ever had echinacea, it has that little bit of tingle. The way you know you have a good echinacea is it really makes your mouth tingle. This is one of those.
What a nice, beautiful color right there.
Nice. Yeah.
So it's one of those ones that benefits from, holding it in the mouth for that reaction.
It is a sialogogue.
Sialogogue.
It promotes saliva production. So it will make your mouth water. So it's really great. A lot of people with dental issues, one of the main things that dentists might ask them is, do you ever get dry mouth, or do you wake up, because when your mouth is dry, it is not helpful for the bacteria in your mouth, the healthy bacteria in your mouth.
Yeah.
And so having adequate moisture in your mouth is really important for the health of your oral microbiome.
Totally.
And this is great for that.
Yeah, I mean, your saliva is one of the most healing, regenerative substances, specifically for the teeth, not to mention digestion. So, benefits of this herb are numerous. It's actually related to echinacea, and it does have that similar sensation, right?
Tingle.
The sialogogue, the tingle. So another name for it is the toothache plant.
Yes.
So it's kind of analgesic and that tinglingness, that kind of like numbing a little bit. Plus too, it's the saliva, that we're just talking about, that increased production. It's very helpful for the teeth, and then just kind of, like you said, the oral microbiome in general.
And great for sore throats.
Yeah.
So this would be a nice thing to put into a throat spray.
Yeah. So you got immune benefits, you've got oral health benefits, and then digestive, right? Just again from saliva.
Yep.
And it's one of those ones, if you know, you know. We saw a lot of this online, and we'll get requests because it's such a uncommon herb.
Yes, it's not one that many manufacturers are making.
Yeah.
For sure. And one that you can make yourself, as we always promote. You becoming your own herbalist. This is a plant that grows really well in Calgary. Yeah. And easy to make a tincture or whatever you like out of it, a tea out of it. Yeah. I've never had the tea. How is the tea?
Yeah, I mean, it's
similar.
Yeah, similar. And the fresh plant is what I love. Just eating a leaf is like a mild experience, but if you eat like a whole flower bud, it's just like, whoa, the saliva taps turn on.
things are flowing. It's
Yeah,
good.
I
That's
did a
good.
video a number of years ago back, actually talking about this specifically for like people who smoke pot, you know, and if they get that like kind of like the dry
Dry mouth.
pasties.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
No, for sure.
But I've heard. So
Yeah,
I've heard.
you know, there's the odd person that comes in, you know, and I'm
Yes.
like, okay, here's
Yeah.
what you need, you know, use some Spilanthes.
Yep. So if you imbibe regularly, this is a good thing to have in your little
Yeah,
kit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
that's Spilanthes.
Love that one.
Love it. Totally. All right. And so the other one that you were blending today, was the Fresh and Focused.
Yes. Fresh and Focused. It's a multi-ingredient formula, but it's really rosemary, mint, white pine, lion's mane. Those are
Yeah.
the main ingredients, but we use a honey for the rosemary and mint, a honey and a hydrosol, and a tincture.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the ingredients. And so we combine it together. And what we were discovering was when we are making things, if you ever cook at home, you know this. Whenever you're making things, they're never exactly the same every single time. And because our business is one where it's like organic, we're not a factory, we don't manufacture stuff mass scale. So everything's always a little bit different, and I get like a little nervous, but Malcolm assures me, no, this is part of what we do.
Yeah,
It's part of
totally.
like, so it still tastes delicious. That's all we want. We want to make sure it still has the medicinal properties of the plants,
Yeah.
and that it tastes good, that you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. So
And this is a favorite of a lot of people.
So slight variation from the previous batch,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, like again, like you say, like that's kind of the magic in it, or
Yeah.
even just like the naturalness of it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like it's unreasonable to expect something be exactly the same every single time.
Yeah.
And of course, it's not wildly different.
No, it's still the same ingredients, it's still the same ratios, but even when I'm making like a tincture or I'm making a honey, we're not using the exact same mint that we used in the first batch. We're not using
Yeah.
the exact same, so it's going to be slightly different, but
Yeah.
it tastes really good. It's like, what I love about this one is that it is a great mocktail.
Oh yeah.
That's how I love to use it the most.
Yeah.
I love these blends like this, these syrups, because they have that little bit of sweetness. But the honey is all infused, and
Yeah.
there's no just plain honey in it. It's all infused with the herbs.
Yeah.
And it just it's delightful.
Totally.
This next batch is actually a little bit more minty.
Yeah, it
But
is.
the rosemary mint combo, white pine is one of my absolute favorite
Yeah.
tinctures. So the lion's mane, so it really helps with cerebral, cognitive health. It helps with energy, and it just tastes so good. So
Totally.
mixing this with like some sparkling water.
Yeah, so if you're in for a little mocktail and you want to kind of, or even a cocktail, you know, works that way too.
It does, yep.
Or like you say, like a little bit of a pick-me-up. It's like, okay, I really need to get on it. I need to focus. I need, that
Yeah.
mid-afternoon kind of lull. Like, okay, just a little drop of that.
Rosemary
or,
and mint are so good for that. Mint is just such an enlivening herb.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, and breath freshener too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally.
Yeah, finally.
No.
Yeah, I know. He was telling me that earlier.
Yeah. All right. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying you with a little taste here. So.
Yeah, it's really lovely. So I think come in and try it. We're almost out of the first batch. The second batch will be out probably next week.
Yeah.
Spilanthes, we have it in small. We're gonna start, I think, making it a little bit bigger because it is such a popular one.
Yeah.
But it is a bit more rare because we like to do it fresh, and has that bit of a seasonal.
Totally.
Can we make it? We can make it with the dry.
Yeah, we totally can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've done fresh and dried together. Sometimes it's been just fresh. So
Again, the variety.
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life.
For sure. Cool. Well, as always, if you come on in, we've got samples of everything on offer to taste, to try. Check it out. If you do work with the Spilanthes, somebody was in last week actually. They were like, something like, I need something for my teeth, yeah, they had an infection, whatever, and I was like, okay, this is one of those ones where I would actually like put it in the mouth and like hold
it.
swish, that type of thing.
Yep.
And I can get those.
And if you can get someone to help you, if it's harder for you, but to get them to drop it right on, a little bit like clove that way, to get them
Right.
to drop it right on the tooth.
Yeah.
It is not, obviously it's, if you have a real serious infection, you need to be mindful of getting the right help for that. But this is definitely an adjunct to all
yeah.
and or a replacement depending on your style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And sialogogue.
Yeah, sialogogue.
Sialogogue.
It's like, yeah. We'll write it.
Yeah, we'll type it down below. It was a new one for
We'll
me.
learn how to spell it.
I know the sensation.
It's just like,
but
yeah, promotes saliva.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Cool.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
Bye for now.
everyone. Take care.